centralvalleytalk.com.
All right, we're back on centralvalleytalk.com. Let's talk business. Let's talk marketing and advertising with Jack King from the King Marketing Group. I love how you market yourself in the name of your business.
Well, of course, you have to be
You
able
have to.
You have to put yourself out there. And one of the things that I do for marketing is I do market myself in many different ways and facets. One of the things I do is I wear a bowler hat in most places that I go.
Why?
Because it is the one thing that distinguishes me from everybody else.
And you didn't bring it today.
It's out in the car.
Oh,
I
really?
Didn't think to wear it inside. But yeah, I usually have the bowler hat on, and I'll hear people as I'm passing by, oh, there goes that bowler guy.
You
There
make
goes
an
that hat
impression
guy.
on them, right?
And it's a memory that they keep. And that's what advertising is really about, is creating a memory that people will keep. So when they do need you, they'll call you and not somebody else. And that's what really my job is creating an ability for people to remember you. Remember back in the days, McDonald's had the 2 all beef hash, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions.
On a sesame seed roll.
Who can
Bun.
forget it? Who can forget it, right?
It's ingrained in there, yeah.
Because you've heard it over and over and over again. Whenever you think Big Mac, that's one of the things that comes to your mind. So marketing and advertising, it's what I do, and I'm very good at it. I'm not going to go as far as to say that.
You're here to sell yourself.
That's
it's
right.
okay. It's okay.
I'm good at what I do. I come out of the LA market. I grew up here in the Central Valley through my childhood and moved away to LA, and I've been all over the United States, parts of the world. And living in LA, I've been involved in a very aggressive market, and coming back here, it's been kind of fun. Because
Not so cutthroat, right?
Some of the other people that are in the market with me doing the same thing I'm doing aren't really affecting the market like I am with my clients. I've got clients that are reporting 20% increase in business, whereas the average in the area has been 5 to 8%.
Wow.
So
You're doing something right there.
I'm bringing a whole new creativity to the market and new dynamics, a lot more energy. I'm very aggressive at how I approach things. So when I bring on a new client, it's all about what can I do to make you bigger and better than anybody else out there. And of course, it means that client also has to be aggressively minded. They really got to put their foot down and say, I really want to do something with my business.
Yeah.
If a client just, they're haphazard about their business, I'll let them go. I just can't. I can't do something with somebody that has no intention of growing.
Now, during the recession, a lot of companies cut back on advertising.
Absolutely.
Which I think was the exact wrong thing to do.
Absolutely.
When the market's down, you need to attract people in to increase your business.
I have a great example of that. Jim Tuck, who used to own Fun Cars. I love telling this story. He told me this when I first got back into the area. I started working with him, doing some of his videotaping and things of getting his product to market, basically. Jim Tuck was telling me a story about how while he had Fun Cars, the recession hit, and he started to pull back away from the cars and realized that there was a market that was coming available. The trailer business. A couple of places were going out of business. Banks were starting to pull their liens on the trailers for the businesses that had bought them. So he saw that there was an opportunity to buy up a lot of these trailers at a really low dollar. So he does this. He buys up a complete inventory of trailers, goes online and starts selling these trailers during the recession. He starts marketing himself, getting on TV, getting on radio, going everywhere. Through the recession, ends up being the number 2 or number 3 RV dealer in the nation.
Wow.
During the recession.
Smart man.
Brilliant. And the guy was absolutely astonishing with the way he did his marketing.
And he did it without you.
He did it without me. There are smart people out there that are aggressive marketers, and he's one of those people I respect very much with his marketing capabilities.
But not all business owners have that.
Right.
And they need someone
Right.
like you.
The creativity has to be there. You have to have a creative mind behind your marketing. People think that, it's just about throwing an ad on the radio and letting it run, or throwing an ad on TV and letting it run. It has to be grabbing too. There has to be a message there that gets people to react, and the creative side helps people to relate to it. They can relate on the basis of whether divorce attorneys. It's not about anything other than the fact that you want to get a divorce, but hey, there's some lines that you might want to use, such as, she's been writing all those damn checks, and I've got to do something about this, so you got to get rid of it. Well, Legal Aid Services down on Blackstone Avenue is going to help you with that. You know, you've got to relate to people with your advertising. You got to find where people live in their world, so you can attack those things, those needs, and be able to bring them into your facilities, give them your services.
I agree. You know what drives me crazy is, and you see this all the time in local TV commercials, somebody insists on putting their own kids in the commercial. They have nothing to do with the product. They just want to, do you tell them that's not a good idea?
No, actually, the cuteness of it always draws it always draws the women. But women do represent a very large portion of the marketplace. And when it comes to fiscal responsibility, most men turn the checkbooks over to the women to write the bills and do those things while they're at work doing their thing. And yeah, so women have a lot of control, especially in today's market. So
you're saying they like to see the kids
They
in
like
the
to see the
commercials.
kids. It gives that family idea. People like that family principle. It really does have an effect on the mind. It has effect on psychologically on how you make your purchases and where you
Listen,
go.
if it's a well-done commercial, I don't mind. But some of them are so
Some of them are corny.
badly done and so corny, you want to change the channel.
Yeah, I agree.
But maybe I'm not looking at the big picture. Maybe because it was so bad, it's sticking in my mind, and I'm remembering that commercial.
Well, another thing is, there really is no bad production. Sometimes it can be the worst thing you've ever seen. It's like a bad song you hear on the radio. It's the one that you keep remembering, and you keep whistling later or humming later, and then you keep saying to yourself, why am I doing this?
Wait a minute.
It's that place.
Who was the corny car salesman in L.A. for years and years and years? Back in the Johnny Carson days?
Cal Worthington and High Dog Spot. Yeah.
We're still talking about him. Look at this. 20, 30 years later, they were the worst commercials ever, but man, did you remember.
And he sold a lot of cars.
I don't know if I would have bought a car from him, but I
He
sure
sold a
remembered
lot
his
of cars.
commercials.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of these kinds of things that are out there, and it's okay. It's like anything else. I like it when an owner of a business will step up and he'll invite people to come and see him at his business, because it gives that personal touch to the advertising. It gives a sense of personal business. I'm here.
But-
I'm going to take care of you.
But what if you go to that business and he's not there?
Then,
There's a problem.
there's no representation.
Or he won't see
Yeah,
you. Or,
right, exactly.
You have to stand up for whatever you've represented
Exactly.
in the commercial, correct?
Right, absolutely.
Now, do you do print too, and radio? And
Print, radio,
whole
web,
bit.
I do the whole thing. TV, have my own production house for TV. I do all of my own jingle writing. I have a great group of people I work with that also work in print and jingle writing, copywriting, and everything else. So whenever it comes to, I need something a little different, my mind's not really set on it, I can call on somebody else. I have a good crew of people that I work with. And that's why it's King Marketing Group.
Yeah.
I'm the leader, and they just...
the king.
It's good to be the king.
Bill, do you think we need a new CentralValleyTalk.com singing logo? That one's been around for a little while.
I can definitely do that. I've got a plethora of musicians that I can
A
I can
plethora.
call on, yes.
A plethora.
Yes.
Yeah. Why in the world would you leave L.A.? I'm curious.
Well, actually, I'm from the Central Valley.
Right.
I grew up in Reedley, and my family all stayed here when I left. I went with my mom, but my mom came back, and she's here in the Central Valley. She's 81 years old, and she was diagnosed recently with leukemia. And it was a matter of, I need to be home and take care of my mom.
That was nice of you. Nice of you.
Well, I got good roots,
Yeah.
brought up right.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of it, is I have a good family I got to stay with.
Well, we're glad you're back. All right. I think we could talk all day about this, but if there are any business owners out there that are interested in possibly hiring you, how can they reach you? Phone numbers, websites?
Call me on my phone, 559-999-6554. I am available 24 hours a day. Wake me up in bed if you have an emergency ad possibility. Of course, it's going to cost you triple.
What about the internet, web?
King Marketing Group is KMG, King Marketing Group, Fresno.com.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, good meeting you, too.
I appreciate it. Jack King from the King Marketing Group here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
Lunch phone. What is your location, please?
I'm in Fresno's Tower District.
What is your budget, please? I only have $7.
Well, that leaves you only one choice. Go directly to Bobby Salazar's in the Tower District. He is having a lunch special for $6.89.
Well, that won't leave me enough money to get a drink.
No worries. Bobby Salazar's in the Tower District will get you lunch and a drink for just $6.89.
Wow, I'm going straight to Bobby Salazar's in the Tower District to get the lunch special and drink for just $6.89.
Thank you for calling Lunch Phone. This has been a recording.
Let our family at Avakian Insurance Services help protect your family's future. If you've bought a new home, changed vehicles, or just need a comprehensive review, let our agents help you. As your family grows, we can offer you competitive rates on life and health insurance. Call Avakian Insurance Services for a quote today. Avakian Insurance Services, 268-7386, or visit us online at avakianinsurance.com. Come join the A-Team.